Do we have any questions here anybody'd like to ask?
How many of you, just so we get a lay, how many of you actually are running businesses now? We have a show of hands. All right, how many of you are hurting because of the economy now?
Nobody's, oh, one, two, okay, a couple of people admit, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any questions? One question. Nobody?
Well, Norm, you actually started both of your businesses in recessions.
Yeah, I think the best time to start a business is in a recession. Because if you're starting, how many people are about to start businesses or just started businesses? Okay, great time to start a business right in a recession because your competitors, if you have competitors, have fixed overhead. Now, if you're in business, you're sort of stuck, right, in the business. So this is a really good time to start a business.
And you have other resources, but what are the challenges about operating in a time like this if you have an established business?
Well, it's cash flow. It's cash flow right now. And in order to do cash flow, what you have to do is you have to start. Yes, do you have a question? Yes, go ahead. First of all, what's your name?
Fidelia Friedman.
Yes, so you're going to, since you asked the first question, you're going to get a book.
Thank you so much.
Here you go.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
That's for you.
Thank you, sir. My question is, you said that starting a business during a crisis time is the best, time because your competitors,
Have
obviously
fixed overhead,
have fixed
right.
overhead. But how do you do it? How do you know that the competition is hurting them? What do you do different from them in order for you to succeed?
Okay, what do you do different than your competitors in order to succeed? And that's a really interesting question. Every time I start a business, I try to find a niche within the business that separates me from somebody else. Or I don't believe in lowering cost. What I believe in is that you give additional services. You become competitive in that way. Anybody can go in and sell his picture for $2 less and make less of a profit. The trick is to sell it for the same thing. And how you do that, you give extra service. So it's really important that what business are you thinking of going into?
I'm a reporter.
You're a reporter. Oh, maybe you should go into the writing business. Be very good. So you separate yourself by the service that you give. Anybody else have a question?
Well, Norm, give an example of that in your business. Particularly at a time like this when you have customers who are looking to save money, and you don't want to, in fact, lower the price that you're charging them. How do you convince them to stay with you especially when you have newer companies coming along, offering you less money?
I'll give you a couple examples. How many people remember when gasoline was $4 a gallon? Not that long ago, right? So here's what all my competitors did. They wrote a letter to their customers saying, because of the gasoline rates going up, we have to pass along a gasoline surcharge. How many people received gasoline surcharges on some of their bills along the way? Lots of them. How many people in a room charge gasoline surcharges? That'll admit to them. A few. Okay, so here's what I did. I sent a letter to every one of our customers and said, we know gasoline's going up, and we know you're hurting because of that, and we're not going to pass along any surcharges. We're going to keep our prices just the way they are. Sounds kind of silly, doesn't it?
In the contract, you're not going to change.
We're not going to change any prices. All our competitors sent out letters, due to the gasoline surcharge, we're going to charge more. We then took that letter and went to all our competitors' clients and said, listen, here's what we do. We got enough people to switch to us because of that we overcame the gasoline surcharges. So there's things that you can do within each one of your businesses, if you think about it, that makes you different. Extra services that you can go to other people and get overcome the extra charges.
Now, I want to ask a question here, yes, of the people particularly who are struggling right now about the issue. But go ahead, ask your question.
My question was, how do you treat R&D budgets in a tough economy?
Okay.
Can you repeat that?
How do you treat R&D in a tough economy? The same way you treat advertising or sales. You do not cut back on it. It's a mistake that people make that cut back on R&D and cut back on sales and marketing. This is the time you're supposed to spend more money on it because there'll be more customers available. That's the answer you were looking for, but I know that. But that's the answer I would give everybody. You put more people on, you do more sales, you do more research and development. It's the time to do it is now. It's going to put you in an advantage when listen, this economy is not going to stay where it is forever. I'll guarantee you that in 20 years from today, it's going to be a lot better than it is today. I'll guarantee you in 10 years from today, it's going to be a lot better than today. I'll guarantee in 5 years, it's going to be a lot better than today. 3 years, I won't go further than that. Okay, it's going to be better. You've got to be prepared for it. Don't get rid of the good people that are in your company. You know, now's the time to be opportunistic, to do things. It's the perfect time to do things is now. You're not going to get lots of opportunities like this in your lifetime.